As we drove along the deserted country road towards our family's village house, anticipation bubbled in my chest. It had been years since we last visited, and the memories of laughter and warmth flooded my mind, filling me with a sense of nostalgia. But as the sun dipped below the horizon and the shadows lengthened, a sense of unease crept over me. The road seemed to stretch on endlessly, with no signs of civilization in sight. It was then that we saw him, a lone figure standing by the side of the road, his silhouette illuminated by the headlights of our car. My father, ever the Good Samaritan, pulled over to offer assistance. The man approached, his face hidden in the darkness, and we rolled down the window to hear his plea for help. He claimed his car had broken down and begged for a ride to the nearest town. Something about his demeanor set off alarm bells in my mind, but before I could voice my concerns, my father had already agreed to help. As the stranger climbed into the back seat, a chill ran down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we had just made a grave mistake. We continued on our journey, the stranger's presence casting a shadow over our once cheerful mood. His eyes darted around the car, and I could feel them lingering on me with a cold, calculating gaze. Suddenly, without warning, the atmosphere in the car shifted. The stranger's demeanor turned sinister, his once polite requests now replaced with demands and threats. Panic gripped my heart as I realized the danger we were in, trapped in a metal cage with a predator lurking among us. As we approached a desolate stretch of road, the stranger made his move. With lightning speed, he produced a knife from his pocket, its gleaming blade catching the faint light of the moon. Terror-stricken, we watched helplessly as he lunged forward, his intentions clear. He meant to kill us all. In a desperate bid for survival, my father swerved the car, sending it careening off the road and into the darkness beyond. The impact was jarring, sending shockwaves of pain through my body as the world spun around me. When I regained consciousness, I found myself lying on the cold forest floor, the wreckage of our car strewn around me like twisted metal bones. The stranger was nowhere to be seen, but his presence lingered like a dark cloud overhead. With trembling hands, I reached for my phone, praying for a signal that would bring help. But as I stared at the blank screen, a sense of dread washed over me, for I knew that we were not alone in the woods. The stranger was out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to finish what he had started. And as the night stretched on, I could only huddle in fear, praying for the light of dawn to banish the darkness and bring salvation to our shattered family.